Hello, good day. This is Group 7, and our research is entitled Management Accounting Students, Competency Levels, and Their Changes Throughout the Program. I will introduce ourselves in the manner in which we will present. My name is Vincent Agual. Next to me would be Eliza Paulino. Next, Ace Quintua, Christian Pardo, and then James Ramos. So, in our paper, we define the following terms. First, the IMA, or the Institute of Management Accountants. It is a worldwide association of accountants and financial professionals in the business that is focused on addressing the needs of the management accountants. Next, what is a management accountant? It is a profession that looks after a company's accounts. They often advise managers regarding the financial aspects of the company. Next would be management accounting, as defined by the IMA, a profession that involves partnering in management decision making, devising and planning and performance management systems, and providing expertise in financial reporting and control to assist management in the formulation and implementation of an organization's strategy. Next would be competence. This paper defines competence as the measure of characteristics and skills that provide one's ability to perform a function effectively and efficiently. Next, BSMA students. In this research, BSMA students would be defined as third year and fourth year students studying Bachelor of Science in Management Accounting in UST AMV College of Accountancy.
Going into the real world, getting a job and earning for yourself is both exciting and frightening for fresh management accounting graduates. Job rejections are inevitable. Usually, the only experience they can provide are their student organizations, brief internship experience, and seminars or training they've participated in. This is why it is important that fresh graduates know what are the qualifications or competencies expected from them when they graduate. This would not only provide them ample time to develop these competencies, but also improve themselves as management accounting professionals. When seeking employment, academic knowledge and research about the company might not be enough. A 2019 study revealed that there is a growing demand from accounting bodies that require interpersonal and communication skills and similar competencies important to create an impact when applying for a job. This suggests that non-accounting competencies also play a big role that increases one's chance of employment for accounting graduates. This is why this research aims to help in identifying the differences as to the competency levels of students taking up Bachelor of Science in Management Accounting at the University of Santo Tomas in accordance with the framework provided by international accounting bodies, specifically the Institute of the Management Accountants. This paper would also identify their improvement throughout their progress in the course and the development of each competency by ranking them from most improved to the least improved. In order to accomplish this objective, we aim to answer the following questions. Number 1. To what extent do third-year BSMA students evaluate themselves among the 6 domains of the competency provided by the IMA? Number 2. To what extent do fourth-year BSMA students evaluate themselves among the 6 domains of competency provided by the IMA? Number 3. Are there any significant differences as to the competency level of BSMA students? Number 4. Which competencies have improved more and which did have the least development?
Theoretical framework. There is a wide range of skills and competencies needed by different employers in their respective industries. Thus, various organizations have constructed different competency frameworks that help accounting professionals have an understanding of the skills expected of them by the ever changing business environment. From the multiple frameworks created, the research chose the IMA competency framework due to past studies highlighting that employees prefer leadership, decision analysis, business ethics, computing proficiency, and other skills under both general and technical aspects over the other competencies. The framework of IMA specifies the core abilities, skills, and knowledge that both accounting and finance professionals need to be effective in the digital age and have the ability to do both current and upcoming roles effectively. The conceptual framework showcases the relationship between the variables of the study, as you can see in the figure. The framework shows three variables: competencies made by regulated bodies, the role of learning institutions, and the level of student competencies. The variables were formulated to answer the questions that the researchers aim to address about the level of competencies of students. First is the level of competencies of Bachelor of Science in Management Accounting, the significant difference of their competency levels, and identify which competencies were most improved and which were least improved. Thus, the independent variable is the competencies formulated by the accounting regulating bodies. The dependent variable is the level of student competencies, while the mediating variable is the role of learning institutions.
Review of literature and related studies. Employers or the industry in general demands different set of skills from its employees, which is why different bodies made frameworks so that professionals and future professionals know what is expected of them. We, the researchers, became curious and asked ourselves on what the competency levels of management accounting students may be. To address this question, we looked into the framework of IMA and became more intrigued on how relevant this framework is. As such, we use the framework as a basis into looking for more studies that relates to it. In general, we found out that all the competencies are relevant, but reasons for such varies. But it all has a common information that it wants to tell. It is all relevant. But most of the studies that we found only focus on the essentiality of all those skills for accountants as a whole. And those literatures majorly talk about what competencies should be improved by employees, and not what should students focus on to be prepared for the workforce. And this is how we formulated our research questions to address this gap.
Hi, I'm Joms Levin C. Ramos, and for Chapter 3, Research Methodology, first is research design. To satisfy the aims of the research, we use a quantitative research design to gather data about the competency level of the BSMA students. To do such, a 4-point Likert scale is used. The answers of the respondents will undergo a statistical analysis that encompasses composite mean, ranking, t-test, and Cronbach alpha. As you can see in Figure 3, this figure provides a brief overview of the methodological process on how the researchers came up with the final survey. And now for the research local, population, and sampling, our chosen respondents for this study are third year and fourth year Bachelor of Science in Management Accounting students of the University of San Tomas, AMV College of Accountancy. The participants were selected to identify their level of competencies in connection with IMA competency framework. We employed probability and sampling for the respondents and utilized simple random sampling to have the probability of being chosen equally. Moreover, we also used convenient sampling due to limited time and resources. Lastly, simple random sampling was used to measure the appropriate number of respondents from BSMA graduates because their population leans on bigger scale, and to achieve this, the Slovin's formula was used. Thus, there are 176 respondents from third-year BSMA students and 201 respondents for fourth-year BSMA students, which was computed using 5% error of tolerance. And for the research instrumentation, the only instrument we used in gathering the data that will answer the questions that are to be addressed is a self-made survey in a Likert scale. The researchers will be using 4-point Likert scale to measure the responses from very good to very poor. Moreover, the questions from the survey questionnaire are based on literatures found. And now let's move on to validity. Validity is used by the researchers to know if the instrument that they used, made, or adopted coincide with the goals of the research. Hence, if an instrument is valid, then there is a high probability that it will produce accurate results. Because of this, the researchers of the study consulted experts for the validation, and these experts are CMAs or Certified Management Accountants. Now let's go with our data analysis procedure. One is composite mean. All the items in the survey that represent a variable be joined together to make a data point or a score. This can be done by using the sum or mean per part of the survey, and this statistical treatment was used to measure BSME students' level of competencies. Second is rankings. This method sees the relationship or correlation between mathematical values and can result in values that can be greater, lesser, or equal to the previous and next value. There are different types of ranking, but for this research, fractional ranking is utilized. And this statistical treatment was used to identify which competency in the framework of IMA showed more improvement from third year to fourth year BSMA students and which showed least development. Fourth is the t-test. The t-test is used to know if there is any statistical difference between the means of two different groups. This statistical method is used in this research to answer the third question assessed by this study, and this is to know if there is a difference in the level of competencies of third year and fourth year BSMA students. Furthermore, this study is also used to test the hypothesis of this research. which aims to know if there is any or no statistical difference to the competency levels of the BSMA students. Lastly is the Cronbach Alpha. Cronbach Alpha will be used to check if the data is reliable. Every raw data gathered from this research should always be tested if they are reliable for the figures or values that affect the entirety of the study, as well as aids in seeing if the questions formulated fit the purpose of the study. Hence, the application of this statistical method is administered by employing SPSS. Thank you, and that sums up our Chapter 3 or Research Methodology.
So that wraps up our presentation. Thank you.